August 23rd. The show must go on. Pinky, you okay? Her hair straight, Pinky sat up in bed in her room as she was currently staring at Raspberry Barrel. After the night before, when the alien girl had explained her curse to the cheerleader, Pinky wasn't as phased to see the strange shape approaching her. Granted, she hadn't really been bothered by it the day before. For some reason, Raspberry felt the need to explain herself. What do you mean? Raspberry gave the other girl a smile. You were a lot bouncier yesterday. Asking me to change into a bunch of things, you reminded of me. Well, actually, you reminded me of the Pinky I regularly know. Oh, how so? She's very happy-go-lucky, Raspberry said, casting a spell. Yellow magic cascaded over her body. She found herself with the human form she was normally using. But you look like something's bothering you. Pinky was quiet for the longest time. Finally, she asked, Does the Pinky know how to spell someone? No, truth be told, she'd probably be the least romantically inclined pony I know. Pinky sighed. Must be one lucky bitch, was the only thing she said. As with the day before, everyone met at the Storyteller Cafe for breakfast. Of the newcomers, Piano was the first to arrive. Hey, Mint and Milk said they were running a few minutes late, but they'll be here soon enough. Is everything okay? Sanaa asked. Piano waved it off. Oh yeah, they were just working out in the gym last night and lost track of time is all. Working out in gym? Adazu asked. Piano nodded. Girls, they're dancers to celebrities. They have to keep their bodies in tip-top condition for everything they do. Trust me, there are days when I can't even keep up with them, and I've known them my whole life. Well, they'll catch up soon enough, I'm sure, Twilight responded, sleepily, eyeing the coffee carafes. So it gets started. Applejack sniffed the air. Applewood smoked bacon. I think I'm in heaven. You can tell? Shimmer asked her. I lived on an apple farm when I was a kid, and even though I grew up here at Carolot, our organic store sells a lot of special deli products. Like Applewood smoked bacon, the blonde explained. I have no idea how you human, Raspberry began, but realized there were several people present who didn't know her secret. Her words trailed off as she suddenly realized she had no idea how to end the sentence without sounding weird. Fortunately for her, Rainbow came to her rescue. Yeah. Keep saying it over and over. You had no idea how we think eating meat is humane. For fuck's sake, you sound like a broken record already. Besides, I told you repeatedly we're not all vegans here, ass. So get off your high horse about it, okay? She said in a mock annoying tone. Hey, don't sweat, Raz. Mia told her. I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, personally, but eating meat all the time kind of makes me feel blood, so I tried to minimize it. Different strokes for different folks and all that. Well, let's not just stand around, Bob suggested. Let's get some food, and then when the twins come down, we can figure out what to do about today, okay? As they all walked towards the buffet, Raspberry grabbed Rainbow. Thanks for the save. Hey, it's what I do for friends, Rainbow replied. Don't sweat. Just one question, though. Sure, what is it? What's a high horse mean here? Back in Equestria, it's an insulting thing to call Pegasi. Rainbow laughed. Yeah, that's our word. Then pulled out her phone and brought up Wikipedia. At the risk of being an AK like Twilight, read it yourself. She then insisted, handing it over to a completely confused Raspberry. Sitting with a cup of coffee in hand and feeling clear of mind, Twilight flagged sunset. Not surprisingly, their cousins were behind her. Hey sis, can we talk to you for a second? Sunset looked at her sister. Okay, what are you five up to? We had a talk last night, Octavia said. I'll be honest. Tiny and I don't think you should go on this date with Pinky, I mean. Actually, none of us think you should go through with it, Arya added. The others nodded. Girls, we've been through this a billion times. This is us having fun with Pinky. While I know how she feels about me, she also knows that nothing's going to happen. Does she really? Sanaa asked. Didn't Bonnie tell you about what they were discussing the day we got here? Sunset sighed. Yes, she did. And yes, I was a little shocked. But as much as we're all family and I adore you all, you have to remember, Pinky's in love with me. She's not just lusting after my body. Sonny, she had a few pairs of edible undies with your name on them, Adazi pointed out. Okay, I think I could have lived without knowing that, Sunset admitted. But we're all friends. I trust her completely. So should you. Frankly, I'm a little shocked you're acting like this. Sis, we're looking out for you, Twilight told her. You've been doing that for us, and we'd be remiss if we didn't look out for you as well. We're just worried she might go a little overboard, Arya stated. It's not like we don't trust Pinky, let's not split hairs. We do trust her. We just don't trust her judgment entirely in this situation. And as your family, we're just looking out for you, okay? No, not okay, Sunset crossed her arms. I think you're being a little unfair to Pinky. Have you brought it up with her? The others suddenly found the ground very interesting. No, we didn't, Twilight mumbled. Okay then, conversation over. But sis, nothing. You're being completely unfair to Pinky, Sunset hissed. I'm going on a date with her, and whether it ends with nothing or me sleeping with her is my business, got it? That statement, several people turned around and looked at the young goddess, a few more appreciatively. Sunny, you're making a scene! You made it first! See what over Pinky. Come on, let's get going. Unlike the day before, Pinky's leaning tower of pancakes had been replaced by a small pyramid of fresh baked cinnamon rolls. But I haven't eaten anything yet! In response, Sunset bent over and whispered something in the Story Girl's ear. Pinky immediately looked up at her with all the love in the world. You mean that? Completely. Sunset smiled. Yeah, let's go! Pinky chirped, setting Mount Cinnamon Bun on the random table, taking Sunset's hand and leaning against her shoulder. With that, the two headed towards the door. Sunny, you're late! Shimmer called out just as the older twin reached the door. What, you're going to give me grief as well? Sunset asked. Pinky, still leaning against Sunset's shoulder, gave the other Sunset a glare, as if she staked a claim onto the taller one, and the taller one alone. As for Shimmer, she reached into her wallet and produced a card. Yeah, she said, handing Sunset. You two go have fun. On me. Sunset gave her doppelganger a curious look. You sure? Shimmer nodded. You don't have access to the family trust yet, and I'm sure you want to have fun in your date. I probably won't have needed for today. Go, have a good time. Yeah, Pinky chirped, quickly running out to the other flame-haired girl. Yes, Shimmer giggled. You take care of my big sister, okay? Yeah! That was more than enough for Pinky. In less than a blink of an eye, she was holding on to Sunset with a huge grin that threatened to split her face. And a second later, both were gone. It was nothing more than a pink cloud of gas where the two had been. As the others got to the table, Lyra pretty much said it all. I have no idea how she does that. Shimmer! Twilight gasped. What were you thinking? Darling, without being as, welcome as Twilight here, I too have to agree. Rarity spoke up. Are you sure that's a wise idea? Let's hear her out, girls, Fluttershy cautioned. I'm sure she has a good reason, okay? Rainbow, between bites of a breakfast burrito, mouthed, This all pretty good. Shimmer looked down all. Rainbow first? That's disgusting. Sure-ish. She gulped on her food. Sorry. Secondly, Twilight, Sunny is better to me. I never had a sister before, and now I do. A twin, no less. Looking at Sunset's relatives and aware of the time skip, she told them all, Isn't she just as special to all of you once she came into your lives? She has a way of doing that. Yeah, Twilight and the others admitted. A K grin came out of their face. Plus, all the others said at once. The credit card I gave her, it has a tracking chip on it, just in case. She giggled, but when the others only responded with disbelieving stares, he elaborated, Come on, I'm a princess. Don't you think that the French government would take precautions in case I was interrupted? Don't worry, I have the frequency, and I can start the app on your phones, if you can stand to read French. Most of them said no, only with the triplets. Twilight, Rarity, and Bonbon announcing their knowledge of the language. Now lead up is then we'll get things going. They'll be able to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't have a problem. And besides, I may remind you, we're here for Sunny, not them. I just hope things don't get too out of hand, Fluttershy admitted. What do you mean don't get too out of hand? Raspberry said. Well, no offense, but Sunny seems to be a chaos magnet, and Pinky seems to be chaos in motion. What do you think will happen when you put the two together on a quasi-romantic trias in sunny Southern California? The girls servers won. It was that point that Mint and Milk finally appeared in the cafe, smiles on their faces. Okay, we're ready to seize the day or what? Milk said aloud, saw the variety of concerned looks on their faces. Was it something I say? Real smooth, sis. Real smooth, Mint commented. Well, Double's fun! Pinky tried to say right to the front gate of Magic Mountain. But when did she take us here? You wanted to be alone with me, right? Sunset asked.
Yeah, but
Pinky began tapping two fingers together. Besides, she wanted something. Pinky, we're not going back to the hotel and...
I don't want that!
Pinky suddenly cried, much to Sunset's surprise.
I want to know you.
But you do know me. Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you.
Not as much as I should.
Pinky shook her head, recalling the dreams and nightmares of her last trip home.
I don't know your favorite song, favorite color, or what your favorite food is, human or pony. I don't know where you grew up, what really makes you happy. Not what turns you on, but what really makes you happy.
Pinky settled up to the taller girl until they were practically within kissing space.
I want to know you. Not just my friend, but my potential lover, too.
Pinky boldly reached up and kissed Sunny on the side of her face.
I know my friend and I love her dearly. But I don't know this part of you. And I want to.
She then took Sunset's hands in her own.
Even if it doesn't work out for me, at least I'll know someone I care about a little better.
Sunset blushed a bit. And nothing else, she was already farther along than Flash had ever been on romance. Okay, then I should be honest. I'm not really a fan of music parks.
Really?
Sunset nodded. When I was in Philly, Princess Celestia, I'm really gonna have to figure out how to disambiguate her from my mom,
I know what you mean. Go ahead.
Anyway, she took me to a music park in Baltimore, Thrillville. I'm gonna call away on business. She meant to leave a guard with me, but there was a miscommunication, and I was left by myself the whole time. I didn't think much about it at first. No 8-year-old really does. Well, when it came out after hours, and the park was empty, and I was all alone, I ran, shouting for help and looking for someplace, any place where I could get help. And that's how I ended up at the Horrors of Humans, the ride, the most frightening ride at the park. Even had an age limit, but there was no one at the park to tell me I couldn't go in, because I was looking for help.
The Horrors of Humans?
Pinky asked. Sunset nodded as they walked away from the parks and Mr. Boo's and towards the parking lot. It was named after a popular play at the time. Equestria, well, all of Equus really, is schizophrenic when it comes to technology. We have advanced medical tech and musical equipment, but trains that are a century out of date here in dirigibles. We have plays, but no movies. The one mistake in all this! I'm gonna enjoy myself, but no movies? Well, what do you call them? And in music parks, there are master things here, but no monorails. But one thing I do think we do better, Sunset said with a frown, is dark rides, especially scary ones. However, if you're full, probably not the best place to be. Princess finally found me the following morning. I didn't even know how I hadn't been brought back to the palace, and didn't know how anything was amiss until I didn't show up for breakfast. By then, cleaning crews had found me on one of the cart's rides. I passed out from being frightened to half to death, and wet myself with my eyes from forever crying. The princess, she took me home, shut down cart for the week, and spent that time with me in quiet, just to make sure I was okay.
Like a mother should.
Pinky nodded. Yeah. Sunset said wistfully as she sat down on a park bench for the parking lot. Now, clearly the whole thing was exaggerated, and humans aren't like they were on the ride. But the thing that scared me from the point on, I never liked music parks, and human ones that are different I could deal with, but... She shrugged, as if that was enough of an answer.
Then let's go somewhere you want to go.
But don't you love music parks?
Oh, hell yes! Pinky admitted. But I love you more, Sunny. Trust me, the Mouse House or any other park can wait another day. I'll be here when you bring me back again. For now, let's see what you want to do.
Sunset ignored the self-worrying and said, Are you sure? Aren't you supposed to call the shots since you're taking me out?
Like I said, I want to know what you want to do. It's a part of Sunset I want to know.
Pinky sat down next to her and leaned against her.
Now go in your heart. I get to start somewhere, right?
True. I actually prefer museums. When I went to Brentwood back in March, I absolutely loved it. Taught me a lot about culture in my adopted home.
Awesome! Have you been to the LA County Museum of Art?
Well, Sunset shook her head. Pinky grinned.
Let's go! But let's not teleport.
Oh?
Yeah, let's take our time going there. Besides, we haven't had breakfast yet. Can you sit in the car?
Sunset thought for a moment, then opened her eyes. A second later, a brand new Pierce appeared before them. This work?
Sure, I'll try. That way you can relax in style. Tell me what else you like. Plus, that way we can think about what to tell the others.
The others? Piggy giggled as Sunset tossed her the key fob before walking towards the driver's door.
You have 3 cousins who are master military experts. 4 other girls who have the English and magic, and your supposed twin sister, who is the kind of VIP that probably has everything when attacking ship, especially after what happened to us. A pause for a thought while Piggy got in the car. Just thinking that makes me glad we didn't carry this over into the new timeline, or we'd be in trouble.
No kidding. What we have now is hard enough as.
And so?
Well, for one, all those girls who were killed I can't bring back. Girls my grandmother wouldn't bring back because it would transfer the timeline. Sunset said grimly while Pinky left the park grounds, headed for the interstate. In the end, we avoided everything in the new timeline because we were never meant to be involved.
Honestly, I don't know how you keep this straight in your head, Sonny, Pinky said. But let's face the subject before we get too mauled in, okay? Any idea where we can get some decent breakfast?
I'm sure we can find something. Sunset said, conjuring a pair of sunglasses for herself, then a second pair for Pinky. Look at it this way. It's a whole new world, and everything that's there, even if it seems familiar, is just something new. Sunset thought about Pinky's last words about the tracking chip. Fishing out the card her twin had given her, she peered at it and instantly saw the secondary chip within. She blinked her eyes, and a second later, an identical card, Sans chip, appeared next to it. Holding up the original card, she set it afire and spelled flame. Sorry, girls, but this is important. She murmured as he sped off in search of breakfast. Sitting and tapping her phone in disgust, Dacia groaned. Well, we boned this one, that's for sure.
In hindsight, I guess we should have expected it.
Sitting next to her and eating popcorn, Twilight looked at her cousin.
I mean, we should have known Sunset was going to find a way to make sure we didn't find out where she was. Besides, we have to remember we're here for Sunny, too.
Arya and Watson and their crowd began to build around the twins, Piano and Fluttershy. Not surprisingly, due to Fluttershy's exotic looks, she was getting most of the attention. Meanwhile, several of the others got in line for the Tower of Terror.
Looks like she's doing it again, the middle triplet said.
Doing what? Twilight asked her.
Fussing, Arya said. She's focusing on something she has no control over. She took it really hard when Sati died, remember?
I do, Twilight said. You two were just protecting her. Well, if I had known you like we do now, it never would have happened, Dacia told her cousin. Well, Ari's right. Sunny's always been the most emotional of us all, because she's so big-hearted. Even in a time that never occurred, she was like that. You might not believe this, but this isn't the first time we've been to Disneyland. Back in the time that wasn't, when we were 7, for our birthday, Maddie, Mezzo, and Vesper took us here for a week, just so we could be little girls. I think it was maybe because they were horrified that at age 7, we already been taught to kill someone. Twilight's eyes widened in shock, and her mouth formed an O of shock. It wasn't in the field. We weren't cleared for fusing at that age. Twilight looked at Dacia horrified, but Dacia stared in the distance. Trust me, they weren't innocent by any means. They were human traffickers, men who kidnapped pretty teenage girls and shipped them overseas to willing buyers who wanted sweet young flesh for the right price. They were convicted of child rape and several other nasty things. But Canada doesn't have a death penalty. What it did, however, was an influential member of Parliament that CSIS wanted in their pocket, an MP that wanted these guys hammered bad. What a better way to take care of the guys who harmed young girls and had them harm my little girls. Twilight gasped, Dazzy, that... I can still remember the day. The knife was slick with blood, and there was a smell of iron in the air. And it was us that did it, too young to realize what we'd done. Dacia's tone was curt, but Twilight knew her cousin well enough to know when she was suffering. But you know what I also remember? That same day in this timeline, there was also death involved, but this time it was commemoration. Aunt Claire took us to see Mom's grave. It had been a handful of years since 9/11, and we were beginning to understand why we didn't have a regular mother. We knew Aunt Claire loved us, but she always told us she wasn't our mother, and on that day, we knew why. I'm sorry you had to experience that. No child should. It's okay. I have you and our sisters, and I love them to death. Despite her emotional pain, Adasia smiled. I have a family that loves me, and one I love. That's all I really need right now. Anything else comes after, especially since there's a whole new world. Have you thought about that? You don't have to be studying sirens all the time, don't you? You can have your own life. The look on the golden-haired girl was one of disbelief. Do you really think that, Twilight? Yes. Sunny wouldn't want that for you. I know I don't, nor do my parents. And I'm sure your dad wouldn't either if he knew. I hope he never finds out. The truth is, I know this is going to be my profession. Sure, I should just get with AJ and open up a martial arts dojo. But that's not my style. I'm a military girl, and I need to do that. If it means protecting my cousin, then it's all the better. Especially since what I'm charged with doing. Now, I'm not going to speak for Arya or Sunny, but I suspect they think the same. You can speak for me, sis, Arya added. I feel the same way, and I think Sunny does too. It's what we were trained as in the previous reality. And even though that's not the case here, it reigned true still, because it had to. Yes, we could probably do anything else with our lives, Twilight. I mean, love that you even consider that, but that choice was removed from us. But we're okay with that. Sometimes it's just how things have to be. When Mercy was in line, Sanaa aside, I wonder what they're thinking about, she told Octavia, probably worrying how I'm taking everything. I love my sisters, but seriously, they worry about me just a little too much sometimes. Well, you all the youngest of us, Octavia reminded her. It's only natural that they, and we, would worry. Besides, I wouldn't worry too much. We wouldn't do it if we didn't care. Yeah, I know, it just drives me nuts. Sanaa gave a smile to take away the sting of her words. She continued, wonder how Pinkie and Sunny are doing on their date. Simmer frowned. I am not happy about them ditching us like that. I know why Pinkie would want to, but I'm wondering if I created a monster. Twilight warned you, Octavia pointed out. She told you that Pinkie would be up to something. She clearly talked my cousin into doing it. I'm blaming you for this, Simmy. Simmer groaned and muttered a French swear word under her breath. So, here we are. Sunset says they pulled into the parking garage. The LA County Museum of Art. Tabby was telling me for the last time she was here, they have some beautiful works of art. I wanted to come visit for quite some time.
Piggy smiled. Sounds like fun!
You sure? I didn't think that museums are your cup of tea, Pinkie.
Well, to be honest, I kind of prefer modern and contemporary ones, especially the pop art ones. Nothing wrong with going up on rotting, Pinkie said matter-of-factly. But I kind of like the Big Dot, Pink Spire, and Blueface a lot more. For example, did you know that Blueface originally studied under Cosimo Grantor when the latter lived in Rome? He initially got into studying under Tello di Pianta, but ended up working with Grafico instead. Merely their styles are radically different, but you can see the influences needed by the staircase, for example, follows a lot of Grafico's style, even though it's considered one of Blueface's masterworks.
Sunset smiled. Sorry, I've forgotten that you are a lot more cultured than people give you credit for. Pinkie grinned as he got out of the car.
Well, I like a little bit of everything. Audie Cup didn't raise me to be one-dimensional, you know. I love being well-rounded, smarter than your average Pinkie. For example, I've been reading Doc Reese's biography on neurosis. Jimmy was a genius in the way he wrote his poetry about following the established rules of, well, anything punctuated included. You could say he was the father of modern internet writing, though that's entirely by accident.
She gave Sunset a sincere smile.
I want to be a girl who's more than just her looks. Although if certain someone wants to do that, I'm not about to complain.
Pinkie, I know.
I know, yeah, but I mean that sincerely. If I have any hope of winning you over, then I have to be a girl worthy of your heart, right? You deserve someone with a headspace to go along with the chassis. I refuse to be someone's trophy girlfriend. I'm going to be yours. It'll be an insult to you, by the way. Speaking as a friend, I would not let anyone, myself included, do that to you.
Pinkie, you're gonna make me blush. Pinkie got her tiptoes and kissed Sunset on the cheek.
You're doing my job, right?
She took her friend's arm and said,
let's get inside. I really want to see some of the Greco-Armor art you have here. It's supposed to be one of the best collections in the world.
Well, then lead the way. The two made their way from the garage to the front gates, only to run into a problem. Only the Asian Art Building would be open that day, as the main structure was closed for a special event. Sunset frowned. She wasn't sure he would have the time to drive down to the Brentwood. It was already seen, but Pinkie had not. As he turned away from the greet, however, Sunset heard her name being called out. Turned to see a familiar face waving towards them. You know them? A guard at the door said.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. And I'm sure he's still faster together, the newcomer says. He went over to Sunset and gave her a hug. Hey, Sonny, long time no see. Pinky looked down with surprise. You're Midnight Moondust, she said, a bit starstruck.
For her part, Sunset returned the hug. Hey, Mitch, how it goes?
Just living in the age of a teenage pop star.
Midnight explained.
Who's your friend? I can't tell you knew a pop star, Sonny, Pinky accused.
You mean like we don't know Fluttershy?
That's different.
Midnight's eyes opened at that.
Fluttershy? Is that girl who was with Discord during his concerts last month?
Yeah, that's his star. We go to school with her. Why?
Is he getting into business or something? I'm surprised Tavi's not jamming with her on a regular basis, if you know her.
Oh, they started playing together. Maybe they'll start a band, Sunset answered. I'll ask them when I get back to the hotel. Midnight looked at her oddly.
They're in town? Oh, yeah! Piggy said happily. They're going hanging out with the Chocolate Twins at Disneyland at the moment.
They got Midnight's attention even further. Looking at her, Foxy had,
You two are here?
When Piggy nodded, Midnight sighed.
Sonny, I'm the celebrity. Why do you know more buzzworthy fucks than I do?
So lucky to draw, I guess? Sunset said. Anyway, I guess this whole thing is for you?
Yeah, recording a video for my newest single. Wanted to try something different, so I want something a little more elegant than half-naked tinny boppers on the beats. Wanted to pull. And despite me wanting to move away from my previous image, I also definitely didn't want to get a career advice from my parents, right? So Violet suggested I work on something at the museum. Got my agent to start the process, and lo and behold, LACMA was more than willing to close down for a day so I could film. Anyway, what are you doing here? Dee! Piggy said, nuzzling against Sunset's arm.
Midnight gave Sunset a sly look.
I didn't know you were...
Long story, Sunset sighed. The look on her face, Midnight picked up on immediately.
Okay, not gonna pry any further. But I really hate to ruin your date. Especially you didn't know the museum was gonna be closed and... Thought came over. Wait, why don't you two be extras to my video? It's a couple of hours, you'll get to have fun. And afterwards, when the filming's shutting down for the day, you two can walk around and take in the museum with no one around.
I appreciate that, Sunset began.
Yes, we'll do it! Pinky cried and looked at Sunset. Is that okay with you, Sonny?
Sunset saw the look in Pinky's eyes. It was one that looked for fun and so very Pinky. This was the Pinky she knew. Exuberant, fun-loving, and happy. Not the self-doubting one she saw last night. If there would ever be a Pinky she would want a relationship with, it would be this one. Not that I'm looking for a relationship with Pinky, of course. She reminded herself needlessly, but if I was, this is the Pinky I would want to be with. She snuck another look at Pinky and looked to the seventh heaven with completely at peace in the world. And since I had to put another appellation to the joyful look on her friend's face, it was that she looked cute. I'm doing this for her, Sunset reminded herself. Pinky's happiness was important to Sunset, and it meant sacrificing little moments like this, that would be worth it. Sounds fun, Sunset told Midnight.
Okay then, follow me,
Singer told him.
You'll have to sign some waivers, standard Hollywood stuff since you'll be extras in the video, but it shouldn't be a problem. Trust me, you just sit there and follow the director's instructions and call it. Should be easy. Come on, I'll take you over to costuming, since I need to get ready myself.
As he followed Midnight towards a set of prefab trailers, Pinky looked at Sunset.
How do you know her?
She's Tavi's cousin, Sunset explained. I thought you knew.
No, she didn't really explain that, Pinky explained. Even how much Tavi doesn't like to talk about her extended family. I understand that.
Trust me, Miss is one of the ones he gets along with. I wouldn't be friends with her if she wasn't the case. Besides, she's a great person to know. She turned and called out to Midnight. How's the home life, Miss?
Not bad. I moved in with Violet's been great. Yeah, my parents still offer their advice. After all, what parent doesn't do that, right? But V's been pretty good at looking out for me. She's even started working on learning how to play my own instruments, so I'm not just a singer. Since those kinds of starlets end up actually needing the kind of career advice my parents dish out. And since I don't want to be a has-been by the time I'm 22, I'll trust my sister's advice more. They headed down a short flight of steps and then Midnight announced, We're here.
So what's the video about? Sunset asked, looking at the person coming out of costuming, wearing elegant gowns attending a formal party.
Oh, it's for my cover of an old 80s song,
Midnight explained.
Basically, the video's gonna be a group of former partygoers having a coalition here. Little son and scared girl straight out of the 80s comes out and starts trying to liven things up. Dancing around statues and playing with the artwork. Screaming with the gods and generally having a good time. I got a chance to see some of the replica artwork the art department provided. They look amazingly like some of the artwork will be screwing around with. So much so that V commissioned one of them to make an additional copy of 10 views of a lot being stone of an ancient Chinese painted scroll for our house.
There you are! As the voice of an obese man with long white ponytail and unshaven neck beard came towards them. Midnight Hunt, we got problems.
What's up?
Midnight asked. Who are these two? The man inquired.
Friends of mine who are by coincidence. Midnight explained. Sonny, Pinky, this is my manager, Big Direction. What's up, Big?
We got serious problems, the man said in a nasally voice. Taking the sky to Scott, but wiped the sweat off his breath. The answer, we hired. There's the stamps. She just quit.
What? Midnight asked. Hell, why?
Hell, simple. She walked right out, saying she wasn't going to work with the director again. As to why, well, he looked at Midnight's ear and whispered a few things. Though neither knew it, since they could hear everything easily. The moment she heard the words, sexual advances, her blood boiled.
Fire him,
Midnight said curtly. What? Midnight, honey, I can't.
No, I don't give a damn if Showreels won 4 MTV awards or whatever. I don't care if he's a Grammy-winning director. I'm not gonna put up with this bullshit of my music video. Besides, what I've heard, this isn't the first production he's tried to shit on. She sighed, slit her shoulders. Gonna ruin things, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And talk about 4 ways to find a director that we can work with, and ways to find a dancer that can do what you wanted, Big told her. That's just the easy parts. Took me months to work out something with the museum. The only reason they agreed to do it today was because they were going to be moving a lot of stuff around for another exhibition they're putting in. We could be looking at months before we get this chance, he groaned. Let me go about showreel, then we can talk things over lunch.
This is gonna destroy my new signal.
Hey, Midnight, this is just how Hollywood is. You know that. Anyway, let me hit showreel with the bad news. Guys got coming anyway. The man scurried off as fast as his legs could take him. Midnight sat down morosely on the nearby bench.
This sucks.
You okay, Mitch? Sunset asked her.
No, I was. She sighed. Look, I recorded the song as a favor for a friend of mine. Her mother has terminal cancer, and that song was her favorite. I wanted to be a gift for Dreamscape and her mother, because she's not expected to survive. Dreamy and her mother are going to be here any minute, so Dreamy can be in the video, and her mother can watch. Now everything is ruined because some middle-aged asshole can't keep his hands off the merchandise. The look on the girl's face was a mixture of anger and sorrow, and I didn't know what to tell Dreamy and her mother. That hurts even more than just the fact that I'll have to have a lyric video made for a song I put my heart and soul into. It was then Pinky had a sudden idea, leaned over and whispered Sunset's ear. Sunset smiled and said, What if I could fix it all, Midnight? Look, I appreciate the platitudes, but no, this can't be fixed. Now I'm being serious. What if I could fix this? Midnight looked at the flame-haired girl and saw the serious look on Sunset's face. You can? I probably can. Might take an extra hour to get things in place, though. Think your manager could get us an extra hour of filming today? Yeah, Big's got a lot of sway. This is why I work with him, Midnight replied. But then there's museum's folks. I could take care of that, too. Sunset insisted, and the look in her eyes was one that dropped their seriousness. Midnight's face showed a little bit of relief. You could do this? I swear I'd kiss you. Pinky frowned. That's my job? Sorry, figure of speech. Midnight laughed. But seriously, you could do this? It would mean the world to me, Sonny. Sunset reached for her phone. Pinky smiled. Just the alicorn. She could do anything. What's an alicorn?